Hello everyone and welcome to Wild Bloom Tarot. My name is Becca and I'd like to welcome you to today's reading, which I'm really excited about because as you can see I've dug up some retro Pokemon cards to help us choose our pile today. So we've got a bit of a Pokemon theme going on, which I'm really excited for. So please let me know if you enjoyed this video today, leave me a comment and don't forget to like it so I can know to make more videos like this in the future. Today's video is all about where you should be focusing your energy right now. So what you need to do is pick one of these three piles intuitively. So take a nice big deep breath in and ask yourself out loud or in your head, where should I focus my energy? What part of my life needs my attention? And then look at whichever pile you feel the most drawn to. So we have group 1, which is the Pikachu. Group 2, which is Squirtle. And group 3, which is Bulbasaur. So I've kind of attached a meaning to each of these Pokemon and I'll go into those in a bit more depth when we get to your pile. So if you do enjoy this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm really excited to see what the cards say and I will see you when we get to your pile. Hello group 1 and welcome to your reading. So you chose Pikachu, probably the most famous Pokemon. So you might have chosen this because, you know, everyone knows who Pikachu is, you might have felt drawn to it because of that. But the meaning I've kind of attached to Pikachu is a very, very loyal Pokemon. So he kind of sticks with Ash all the way through all their problems. Obviously he's a lightning Pokemon, so he can be very, like, what's the word I'm thinking of? Flashy and very kind of impulsive, I was thinking as well. So you might relate to some of those. That might be how you're feeling at the moment. You might be feeling a little bit fiery, a little bit unpredictable, a bit impulsive, but also very loyal, and friendship is kind of what I see in Pikachu as well. And obviously he's really cute too. You might have felt drawn to this as well. Obviously he's not fire, but I kind of see this as well as either a fire sign or an earth sign. So if you are a fire sign or an earth sign, then you might have felt drawn to Pikachu here as well. So let's get into your reading, which I'm really excited about where you should be focusing your energy right now. So there's a very, very clear message here for you, group 1, and I'd like to begin with the Hierophant here. So the Hierophant kind of represents the idea of tradition, and often when I read the Hierophant, I think I see someone in your life who kind of embodies the idea of traditional values. It might be a family member, it might be someone you've kind of grown up with, but that idea of almost nostalgia of going back to traditional values that perhaps you grew up with. And how I'm kind of reading this into your reading here is almost asking you to get in touch with tradition, get back in touch with something that maybe you enjoyed while you were growing up, that you took part in as a family when you were growing up. And actually this is going to be a really good way for you to focus your energy into building relationships with your family and reconnecting with your roots and your heritage. So I can see here that perhaps you have felt a bit disconnected. Obviously it's been a very difficult time. We've been away from our families, most of us. So this is really calling you to put your energy into learning and educating yourself about your heritage, about traditions from your family, and really kind of embodying that in your life and thinking about, you know, how that can make you feel perhaps more grounded, more connected to the people around you, and also what that can bring. And I think don't get too kind of swept up in the idea of tradition being perhaps outdated or, you know, not relevant to your life, because I also see the Hierophant as a person in your life who is almost like a mentor, someone who is very wise, someone who's been through a lot, had a lot of experiences, is very able to educate you on those experiences. So this is either calling you to kind of reconnect back with a person or reconnect back with your heritage and your roots. And I can definitely see here in the Eight of Pentacles that at the moment you're really being called to do some learning, almost take on the role of like an apprentice. So it might be that you want to kind of link up closely with a person, a family member, maybe a grandparent, someone who still embodies the idea of tradition and can really educate you about your heritage, where you grew up. And, you know, we're so quick to jump on Google and, you know, Google something rather than actually speak to the people closest to us. How much do you actually know about where your family's come from, about where you grew up? And this might be, you know, kind of even more resonating with you if you don't know your family. If you are currently on a mission to find your family, you know, this message is for you to say, you need to kind of reconnect back to your heritage, reconnect back to the traditional roots of where you've come from. We have so much to learn from the amazing wise people who come before us, our ancestors. And it might be that you do kind of practice connecting with your ancestors. That is a part of, you know, connecting with spirit, that some people build an altar, they call upon their spirits and their ancestors, the spirit guides. And if that's something that you're interested in, I can definitely see in this Eight of Pentacles especially, that you are being called to do some learning. So in terms of where should you focus your energy right now? Focus it on doing research, on speaking to the people in your family, on learning, on growing. And I can see here that this is really going to help you engage with the people around you, engage with your family and your heritage, and also just really help improve your quality of life. And, you know, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to, if this is going to be a sore spot for you, if this is something that's quite difficult, something that's quite, you know, difficult for you to approach, you know, be kind to yourself. But remember that there is so much to learn from where we've come from. And that could even be from a place of, I don't want to be like that anymore. I don't want to carry that tradition forward. You know, we have to know the past to know our future. We have to know the past to know what we can change and how we can grow and develop. But it's also important that we don't erase the past. We don't erase, you know, the wonderful people who came before us, all the generations that made our life possible. You know, how many times do you even think about how magical it is that you are here? You are here because of, you know, so many generations of people who have met and had a child, and then met and had a child, and, you know, just the magic of ancestry and that connection to where we've come from, I think is going to be a really eye-opening, enlightening experience for you. And I think it will really help you grow as a person, connect back to your roots, connect back to perhaps how you want to continue forward. You know, what are you going to do with your life? Maybe you get some inspiration. But I can see that this is a really important place to put your energy right now. And it might be that you've never even given your ancestry a second thought. And I can see that, you know, you're really being called to take some time to do that. Because, you know, we don't want to wash away history. And obviously, whatever your beliefs are, whatever you believe, we don't want to erase the people who've come before us and given us this life, given us the opportunity to make a difference. So I can see that's a big message here, a big message here. And that connects really well with this card, the new moon in Pisces. So you might be a Pisces, or you might have a lot of Pisces energy in your family. But meditate and contemplate, kind of slow down, as well as a message that I'm getting here. So I can see that you've kind of been caught up in the fast pace of life, caught up in the adventure and the busyness of every day, that you're kind of forgetting to ground yourself. You're forgetting to slow down and meditate and contemplate, you know, the wonders of life, the magic of life. So I can definitely 100% see that connecting with your roots, taking some time to meditate on, you know, your traditions, your family, perhaps speaking to someone, a person, a grandparent. I'm really kind of getting through a grandparent who, you know, went through something that will help you better understand where you've come from. And contemplate how this will, you know, what you can carry forward. How will this impact your future? We're all connected and it's magical, and family is so important. And even if you don't have you know, the most supportive family or the best relationships with your family. We have so much to learn from the generation before, and then also so much to then give to the generation that are coming. Traditions don't have to continue, you know, there aren't necessarily, you know, not parts of history aren't, you know, very, what's the word I'm thinking of, inclusive perhaps. You know, there are parts of history where we look back and we're like, I can't believe, you know, this happened. But it's important to remember that it did, to help us learn, to help us grow. You know, we always need to keep evolving, keep growing. What can we learn from what's happened, and how can we take that forward? And it's, you know, tying it into Pikachu, as I was saying, loyalty. You know, staying loyal to the future the past that's come before you. See, I'm getting ahead of myself. Staying loyal to the past that's come behind you, in a sense of appreciating and valuing that the past has, you know, birthed the present and the future. What can you learn from the past? What can you grow as a result of the past? And it might be bad things, it might be good things, but there's something to learn in everything that's happened. So that's kind of one area of this reading. And the other area of this reading, I can see that you really want to put your energy into a new start. And it might be that it's actually born out of this learning of your heritage. It might be that maybe you grew up in or your family grew up in a different country, or you grew up in a different country and you've kind of lost touch with your roots. And I can really see that you want to start putting your energy back into a project or into something creative, something practical that will really help you value that heritage, or value a talent or skill that you've been born with. It hasn't been something that you've learned. You have learning to do, but you definitely have a skill or a talent that you have just naturally been gifted. You've naturally got it. You know, I always say, like, my mum's very artistic, and I'm a creative person because of that. Like, what have you been passed down? What talents were you naturally born with? What are you naturally gifted with? And how can you turn that into a creative project? So this is really calling for you to start something fun, start something exciting, something that you're passionate about, something that you're good at, and that you can, you know, show the world that you have this ability. And I can see here in the full moon in Virgo that, and we're actually in Virgo season at the moment, that you are always second guessing yourself. We have such imposter syndrome when you ever start something new. So you want to start this, you know, maybe you want to write down some cooking recipes for, you know, recipes from your country, from your parents' country. Maybe you want to do a painting or whatever it is, and you have such imposter syndrome that tells you, well, whatever you do, it's not going to be good enough. Whatever you do, it's not going to be any good. But this card is reminding you, you are good enough. You are talented, you are strong, you are amazing, and you are able to put your energy into exciting projects. So never forget that you have the ability, the talents, and the skill to put your mind to wherever you want. You know, you might need to do some learning, you might need some guidance. And there's nothing wrong with asking for help or getting guidance. There's nothing wrong with that, or doing some learning. But you are good enough. And you are able to put your mind to what you want to do. And, you know, I can definitely see that this all links together. You know, you want to start a project that links to your heritage and where you've come from, or where your family have come from. And, you know, you might be sitting here going, Becca, I'm like, I still live in the same country I was born in. You know, my life's been pretty uneventful. But have you taken the time to research where you've come from, research your heritage, speak to your family, you know, speak to other people's families? Really, I can see this as a time to learn. Put your energy into learning and to creating. And finally, I just want to talk about your self-care card here. And this links really nicely into this meditate and contemplate card I was talking about earlier. You know, the idea of grounding yourself and bringing yourself back from the busyness of everyday life. So I can definitely see that life's kind of like rushing by right now. You seem to be very busy. You seem to be very kind of non-stop. And this card is reminding you to take a moment to ground yourself just through breathing. People always say to me, how can I meditate? Meditate is as simple as acknowledging your breath, taking moments to feel your breath, ground yourself in the moment by doing a nice big deep breath in through your nose and feeling that temperature, feeling the cold air go down through your nose, and then breathing out through your mouth, the warm air out through your mouth. Even one single breath is enough to bring you into the moment. Be mindful of how you're feeling. Notice what's around you. And, I was just looking at this card, and, these planets at the top, they really started, making me think again about kind of where we've come from. Where the planets, everything, how it's all come together, the universe is so magical. So even if it's doing scientific research, perhaps you're being called, seeing the planets here, perhaps you're being called to do some more scientific research. But I could definitely see that learning and creating is where you should be focusing your energy right now. And really think about how you can embody tradition, how you can, get back to your roots, who you can talk to. And I can really see that that's going to be a really exciting way for you to put your energy into, acknowledging the past, good or bad, and moving forward to create a bright and amazing future. So group 1, this is the reading I received for you on where to focus your energy right now. Really, really interesting, very kind of specific messages here. But definitely leave me a comment down below about what resonated with you, if there's any other messages coming through from the pictures, any memories, even just these nostalgic Pokemon cards kind of bring the idea of nostalgia and tradition. So I can see how that ties in really nicely as well. So yeah, please do let me know what resonated with you. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to see more videos like this in the future. And I really look forward to seeing you in one of my upcoming videos. Hello group 2, and welcome to your reading all about where you should be focusing your energy right now. So you picked Squirtle, the Pokemon. So what I've done is I've kind of attached a meaning to each of the different Pokemon cards. So with Squirtle, obviously he is a water Pokemon, so you might be a water sign yourself, so you might have felt drawn to this card because of that. He's really cute, he's like a little turtle, and kind of from that I can see that, he's got this hard outer shell. So perhaps you're the type of person who is maybe a bit hard on the outside but a bit soft and squidgy on the inside. So maybe you kind of put on this, exterior of being really strong, when maybe inside you're kind of a bit of a softie. So I can definitely see that as well in Squirtle here. But yeah, he's just so cute, and I'm kind of getting emotional water energy from this, and definitely from your reading as well, which is really, really exciting. So we've got a lot of messages here. You had 4 cards pop out from the tarot deck, and these absolutely all flew out, so they are clearly really important messages to get to you, group number 2. So I'm going to start with this card here, which is Strength. Now this is a really powerful card, one of the major arcana cards, and just kind of like it says, strength is all about courage and strength. So I can see here that at the moment you are being asked to focus your energy into ensuring that you are strong, that you are feeling courageous, looking after yourself, so that you are ready to kind of go into something, all kind of guns blazing. You are feeling powerful, you are feeling the strength. But I can definitely see in this strength card here that while you are a strong person, and perhaps like the Squirtle, you want to put on this kind of hard outer exterior, the way that you should face your problems, the way that you should be tackling kind of injustice or anything that you want to kind of be fighting for right now, is not necessarily by kind of slaying the dragon or slaying the lion or going in and just kind of tearing it down, but instead like in the picture here, instead of going in and slaying the lion, you need to kind of approach it from a different way. You need to perhaps take some time to think about what method are you going to use. You know, have strength and courage in your ability. Go in with, you know, the knowledge that you are a powerful, confident person who is able to achieve what they want to achieve. But perhaps understand that the way you are going to go in, you know, isn't the way that you should be going into this kind of ring, this fight. You know, here she's just holding, you know, the lion's mouth and calming the situation down. So is there a way that you can diffuse this situation? Is there a way that you can use your strength and your courage to give yourself confidence to approach this perhaps differently to how you would normally would? You know, you might be this type of person who has this hard outer shell, who kind of gets angry and, you know, acts before they think. And I can see in conjunction with the Strength card that the Eight of Cups card is definitely telling you that you need to take some time to think about how you're going to do this. You know, I say, like, go in all guns blazing, you know, definitely believe in yourself. But take some time away to think about, you know, what is the main area of focus in your life right now. I can see that you've got a situation that you need to deal with. Maybe it's a person, you know, maybe the person is kind of like a lion, kind of like an alpha type of person. Or the situation almost seems like a lion, like it's really big and controlling. But you need to take some time. I can see that maybe emotions are running quite high. I literally just said that without even thinking. That is literally what it says on this card here. I can see that emotions are running quite high. The Eight of Cups, that's a lot of cups, that's a lot of water. And especially if you're a water sign, you might be quite emotional as well. And I can definitely see, you know, as I literally just said it without even thinking, but emotions are running high. Like, I obviously pulled this card when I was shuffling, but like, that's the phrase that came to mind. That you are struggling perhaps emotionally, perhaps things are a bit overwhelming at the moment, and it might be that this situation is kind of causing that to happen. It's kind of causing your cups almost to spill into your emotions to kind of bubble over. So definitely take some time to withdraw. Take some time to spend time with yourself. You know, go on a walk by yourself every day. Do some meditation, some yoga, whatever it is. I can definitely see you need to focus the energy back into yourself before you can go kind of confront this situation. And, you know, you might be feeling a bit demotivated, not very confident. Your self-esteem might have taken a bit of a hit recently. So I can see that in terms of your focus is rebuilding that energy, rebuilding your confidence to approach this situation and move forward. And, you know, emotions are kind of overflowing and spilling, and this is definitely a very watery, emotional reading for you here. But remember, I mean, like, literally the day that I'm filming this, it is the supermoon. So, you know, it is a very emotional time. And if you are feeling emotional, remember that you can withdraw, set boundaries. What boundaries do you need to set? Have you got that friend, that person who's like, why are you being boring? Why aren't you coming out? Set boundaries and be like, actually, I do need to spend some time resting. I need to spend some time, you know, working on myself. And these, you know, you can only get to this place. These work so well together that you can only get to this place of strength by understanding that you need to rest, to rebuild the strength almost. You know, if you were fighting and never had a break, you wouldn't have the energy, you wouldn't have the strength to confront the situation. So are you feeling a little bit you know, exhausted, emotionally overflowing? You know, what do you need to do in your times of rest, in your times of relaxation at the moment, to ensure that you are ready and fighting with this strength and the confidence to go forward? And I can definitely see as well, group 2, that in this 2 of Wands, you are very focused on your future right now. You are very focused and driven to achieve something that's going to better your future. And in relation to the Sun card here, I can see that you are really yearning for brightness, warmth, and you are yearning for this place where you feel safe. So in this card here, we can see these 2 children. and there's a wall around the garden. And I can see that you're planning and you're putting into place ways that you can make your future safe and secure. Ways that your future can be bright. You almost want this sun, this light at the end of the tunnel. You want to be able to look forward to a life that you've designed. And I definitely can see here that you're also being called to focus on putting time and energy into that planning. Future planning, that's what the Two of Wands is all about. You know, what can you put into place right now, today, that's going to benefit you in a year's time? What decision can you make that will bring you this warmth, this sun, this light that you're yearning for? And I can definitely see, you know, if you are a water sign, that this can be quite a daunting emotional thing to deal with. But without planning, if we kind of just like stumbled through life with no idea what we were doing, we would look back at the end and be like, I wish I'd made that decision. And, you know, this doesn't have to be big, crazy, life-changing things. It doesn't have to be, you know, tomorrow you have to decide what your forever career is going to be or where your forever home's going to be. But just make sure that you aren't kind of always putting on this exterior, this, you know, I'm completely fine, I've got everything sorted out, this hard exterior, when really you perhaps do need to slow down. You do need to kind of take some time out to plan for your future. Maybe you are a bit worried about the future, and that's fine. We all are, you know, groundbreaking news here. We are all worried about the future. But you have a bright future, and I can see that in the Sun card. But it's there, it's waiting for you. You know, are protected by the universe. This future is waiting for you, but you have to want it. You have to actively make the plans to make it happen. So make sure that you are putting your energy into some goals, some future planning. You know, where can you put some time into your life right now that's going to make a difference? What parts of your life need attention? And I can definitely see it's your emotions, your health, you know, slowing down, taking some time out, but also your self-esteem, rebuilding that strength and that belief in yourself. Now, finally, group 2, this card made me laugh when I pulled it. So your self-care card at the moment, so where you should be focusing your energy to self-care, is hydrate. I mean, how funny is that with, you know, the water card? So yeah, are you drinking enough water, group 2? How many glasses of water have you drunk today? And, you know, if you are kind of feeling very emotional, the fact that this is so much water energy here, so much, you know, it's actually, you know, quite amazing. You know, make sure you are refilling your body with water. It's amazing how fresh you feel just after a glass of water when you're feeling tense or stressed. So make sure you are actively making the decision to hydrate yourself. Make that active decision that today you're going to look after yourself. And every day wake up with the same attitude. You know, you have the power to, you know, make your life so beautiful and manifest some amazing opportunities your way. But can you do that if you're feeling tired all the time? Can you do that if your mouth is dry? No, you need to hydrate, group number 2. So I can definitely see there that that is an area where you should be focusing your energy for your self-care. So group number 2, this is the reading that I received for you. Very exciting, and, you know, I'm very you know, happy that you guys are going to kind of take some time to withdraw to look after yourself. It's so important. We are constantly putting our energy into other people, and then our glasses are completely empty and we don't have any energy to put into ourselves. So group number 2, please leave me a comment down below with what resonated for you, and please let me know if you enjoyed this style of video with the Pokemon cards. I really enjoyed it, so I'd like to do them again. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and I really look forward to seeing you in one of my upcoming videos. Hello group number 3, and welcome to your reading all about where you should be focusing your energy right now. So you chose the Bulbasaur Pokemon. Very cute. So what I've done is I've kind of attached a meaning to each of these Pokemon based on, you know, kind of what type of Pokemon they are. And the meaning I've attached to the Bulbasaur is obviously they grow these flowers out of their backs, And, you know, if you are an earth sign, I can definitely see why you would have been called to the Bulbasaur. So if you have any earth energy in your chart, or if you are kind of like a earthy type of person, like you really like spending time outside, perhaps you like gardening, you like going for walks, I can definitely see why you would have been drawn to this card. Now the Bulbasaur, as I said, it grows this flower on its back, and I can see that the Bulbasaur is a very like nurturing Pokemon. So, you know, the growing of the flower is, it's like almost beautiful feminine energy of growth and development. So I can see that this might be saying that at this time you need to grow, you need to develop, and you need to kind of nourish yourself and the situations that you're in. You know, you have a lot to offer. You perhaps aren't always revealing your true self. You know, maybe your flower, your beauty, and that doesn't mean external beauty. You know, the beautiful things you have to offer to the world, your skills, your talents, perhaps they're hidden. So if you identify with that, that might have been why you were called to the Bulbasaur. Now you've got a very exciting reading here, group number 3. So I'm going to jump right in to what the messages have to say. So I'm going to start here with the Lovers card. So in the tarot deck, the Lovers card can represent relationships. So if you are single, even if you're not single, and you are looking for love, I can definitely see that this is an area where you can be putting energy into right now. So I think that you're going to have someone come into your life, and I can see from the Knight of Swords here, the Knight of Swords is one of the most kind of assertive of the knights, and I can see that this person who's going to come into your life is going to be almost like a knight in shining armor kind of thing, like come in just like at the exact right moment. I can see it's almost like you know, the knights come in charging and action and fast paced, and I can see that this knight in shining armor is going to come into your life very quick, very exciting. They're going to come in and they're going to be strong, they're going to be decisive, they're going to know what they want, they're going to know that they want you, and they're going to pursue you. And I can see that you are being called to put energy into this relationship. You know, this is an area where you can nurture. And I definitely see that this person is going to kind of, it's almost going to be like a breeze, but like a very like fast breeze. It's like going to take you completely like by surprise. It's going to come out of the blue, and this person's going to come in and completely change your perspective. You know, they know what they want. They know what they want. They're decisive. They're opinionated. And this person is who you've been waiting to meet. So if you are looking for love, I can see that that person's going to come in, kind of shake up perhaps everything you knew or everything you thought you knew, and you know, bring you this exciting romance that perhaps you've been looking for. Now, if you are already in a relationship, I can see in the Lovers card that you are being called to put more energy and time into your relationship. So, you know, you might have spent lockdown with your partner. You might think, well, I spend all my time with my partner. But there's a difference between time and quality time. You know, we might spend all day with our partner, but how much of that is quality time? You know, how much of that are you on your phone? How much of that are they on their phone? How much of that are you watching TV? You know, when was the last time you had a really kind of hearty conversation and learnt something about each other? And I can really see that this aspect of your life is really where you want to put your energy into right now. Now, in relation to the Seven of Cups, I can see that regardless of if you are single or if you are in a relationship, you've kind of been building this idea in your head of your ideal situation. You know, you kind of sit there and you think, I want my relationship to be like this. I want the person I meet to be like this. And you kind of build up this fantasy, and then when you get to a relationship, when you meet someone, or if you are in a relationship, when you are perhaps planning something and you think, oh, I want them to do it like this, it doesn't always go that way, and you can end up disappointed. So I can see that you're kind of, while you are being asked to put time and energy into your relationships right now, make sure that you aren't kind of creating this wishful, you know, hopeful fantasy that's gonna just leave you feeling disappointed. you know, make sure that you are kind of dropping hints. You know, there's nothing to say that you can't drop hints to your partner, or say, you know, maybe you're thinking about getting engaged and there's a certain way you want to be proposed to, or, you know, do the proposal. But don't get too focused on the fantasy that you forget the reality of life. You know, people are different. We're not mind readers. You know, if we knew exactly what everyone was going to do, what everyone was thinking, we would probably go insane. It would be so difficult. You know, that's one of the mysteries of life is, you know, what are they thinking? What are they doing? So don't get caught up in this fantasy. You know, this is kind of the energy that you need to release right now, is this idea that you build up these situations in your head. You sit there at night and you overthink something. You overthink something you've done, or you build up this fantasy of what you want to happen that's not even attainable. And I think you know that it's not, but you're not willing to like kind of drop it. But it's actually almost kind of not damaging your relationships, but not allowing your partner or the people you're meeting to be their fullest selves, because you've already decided who you want them to be. Now, everyone has something amazing to offer, and you shouldn't just discount someone because they don't tick all your boxes. You know, meeting people is really exciting, and sometimes people don't turn out to be the people you think they are. And I can definitely see that putting your energy into meeting some new people at the moment, especially if you're single, is going to be a really exciting time for you to build new relationships. And as I said, this person is going to come into your life if you are single. You know, they're not going to be the person you expect them to be. They're not going to be this fantasy. They're just going to come in and be themselves. They're unapologetic. They know what they want, and they know who they are, and they're confident, and that's going to appeal to you. You know, that's strength. And I don't mean strength in terms of physical strength, but strength in their confidence, strength in their ability. And, you know, you're going to think, well, I thought I wanted a different type of person, but now I've got this person. You know, sometimes things work out the way we least expect them to. So if you are looking to meet someone new, I can definitely see that that's on the cards for you, and that's somewhere that you can be putting your energy and focus into right now. And I can see in the 8 of Wands here that this is going to literally happen so quickly. If you are single and you are looking to meet someone, as I said, they're going to come out of the blue. This knight is going to come out, he or she is going to come out of anywhere, and, you know, it's going to happen so quickly that you're almost not prepared for it. It's almost like like those scenes in the films when they drop a can on the floor and someone picks it up for them. And it's like that moment of, I haven't brushed my hair and I don't look the way I want to. It's almost like you've built up this fantasy, this illusion of how you want to meet your partner, where you think you will meet your partner. Maybe you have this vision of, I'm going to meet my partner by in this amazing, beautiful place, and he's going to sweep me off my feet, if you know, that's who you're looking for. But drop this fantasy. This person you're going to meet, whoever they are, you know, just because it's a knight doesn't mean it's a man. They can identify anywhere. We all have masculine energy, but they're going to embody that masculine energy of strength. I can see that. But whoever this person is, they're just going to come in to your life like this. It's just going to happen. Like, you will be so unprepared for it, but they're going to know as soon as they see you that they want to pursue you. And I think get caught up in the excitement of it. This card is really calling you to focus your energy in love. You know, believe in love at the moment. Believe that you deserve love. And get caught up in that moment, the excitement, the action of this night coming in. Now, I can definitely see, if we move further into your reading, in the new moon in Gemini here, that communication is a very key part of making this relationship work. And that goes for if you are single or if you are already in a relationship. So when you meet this knight, and you know, the Knight of Swords actually represents communication as well. So that is like a very beautiful kind of lead into this card as well. But when you meet this person, remember that communication is key. Don't act like you're who you're not. Don't pretend like they know what you're thinking. Like I said, we're not mind readers. Don't assume because of the films you've seen, the magazines you've read, that as soon as you meet someone, or as soon as you're in a relationship with someone, that they exactly know what to do at all times. That's not how life works. We're not mind readers. So in order to have a harmonious and happy relationship, you need to communicate. You need to communicate how you're feeling, what your needs are, how they can support you. And I can really see that you're being called to sit down and have this chat if you're in a relationship. It might be that you're feeling a little bit out of it. Maybe you haven't been feeling this kind of lover's card energy. You've been feeling, not necessarily that your relationship is on the rocks, definitely not that, but more that you kind of are dreaming of, you know, falling back in love, almost like falling back into this honeymoon like happiness phase of love. But in order to do that, you need to communicate. Things don't just happen by chance. You know, you need to either communicate this to the universe and manifest it into the universe, or communicate with your partner, with the people around you, you know, your boundaries, how you feel, and be honest and open, so you are not swept into this fantasy, this illusion, and caught up to the point where you forget what is real. You forget how people act, how people can act, and you're almost drawn into an imagination of a life that you want rather than the life that you have. So definitely make sure, and you might be a Gemini or you might be meeting a Gemini, so whichever it is, you know, that's exciting. But I can definitely see that you need to make sure that you are making it clear who you are and how you feel, and communicating what's been on your mind recently. And you might want to embody, rather than this being a person coming into your life, you might be embodying this Knight of Swords and going for it. It might be you've been putting off having a conversation with your partner, and this is, you know, you're called to kind of just go for it and be like, yes, I need to, you know, I need to communicate this, I need to make this happen. I can definitely see in the lovers that it's going to be a beautiful time for love, and that includes self-love. So let's get into your self-love card here, which is rest. So as I said, we've got a lot of fast-paced action coming. Everything's going to happen very, very quickly. So I can definitely see here in rest that amongst all this busyness, amongst all this fast, swift, exciting action that's going to be happening in your life, make sure you are taking time away from this to rest. Make sure you are taking time to be by yourself and to rest and recuperate. You know, you won't be able to give your full self to someone or to a situation or to, you know, a new romantic relationship if you know your glass, your energy is half empty. You need to make sure your energy is completely recharged, ready to go, so that you're ready for this person who's going to just waltz into your life with no kind of, you know, alarm, no kind of introduction. They're just going to be there, and it's going to be so quick. So make sure you are rested and ready for that. And that's really, really exciting, Group 3. So Group 3, this is the reading that I received for you. I'm very excited. Please do leave me a comment down below to let me know if this resonated. Come back and let me know, you know, who is this knight? What happened? And don't forget to like and subscribe so you can see future videos like this. And I look forward to seeing you in one of those upcoming videos.